Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. Andy's a little teed off.
Sam, can I have a 47% pay increase, please? The Sparks City Council got one. Today we talked to the mayor and a city councilman about that pay increase. And Joe Guild is here to talk about the Nevada Cattlemen's Association and give us their viewpoint of mad cow disease. Sam?
We'll discuss your pay raise during our interview with the Sparks mayor and city councilman. Coming up on the pundit panel today, Dick Gammick, Alfredo, Alonso, Daryl, Capurro, and Scott Craigie. It's all coming up next on the all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
The Abowed family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Catch a straight, dine at 8, lucky you. Lucky you. Dance till 1, have some fun, lucky you. Lucky you. Taste the shrimp, have a sip, try the pool, play it cool. At the Sienna Hotel Spa Casino, lucky you.
In business, the key to success is not the quantity of your clients, it's the quality of your clients. Almost all companies will tell you they want more sales, but what they really need are quality customers who pay their bills on time. With Employer Link's client vendor screening program, we provide comprehensive reports regarding the financial performance of your corporate prospects, customers, and vendors. Build your business with great clients and vendors. Call Employer Links today at 883-3733.
If you own a business and want to maximize your company's potential, join the Retail Association of Nevada. Our membership benefits include the Nevada Retail Network Self-Insured Group, providing workers' compensation coverage that can lower your rates. That savings can go directly to your bottom line. We are an effective pro-business organization that lobbies on behalf of our business members. The Retail Association of Nevada, protecting Nevada businesses for 35 years. Call 882-1700 to see what we can do for your organization.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad, political analyst Ande Engleman on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the News 4 Broadcast Center, here's Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, as I mentioned earlier, Ande is not happy, and we're going to talk to two of our guests about why she's not happy. Sparks Mayor Tony Armstrong, and for his first appearance on the program, Sparks City Councilman Mike Carrigan. Welcome to both of you gentlemen.
Well, thank you, Sam.
I'm going to start with you, Mike, because you voted against the proposal.
I did.
To increase the city council pay by 47%. The mayor of Sparks got an increase of 19.9%. We'll get to you in a minute, Mr. Mayor. Mike, what brought this about? Why did some people vote for it, and why did you vote against it?
Well, we put it, actually our committee, we have a charter committee before the last legislature decided to put it in front of the legislature for a charter change, and it was killed in the legislature. So our city council decided to bring it back and put it on before January so that in November, whoever gets reelected or elected can get the pay raise starting in January, or next January.
Okay, and it raises the pay from $27,324 a year for a part-time job up to $40,234.
Okay, let me jump in right here. Okay, gentlemen, part-time job. How many hours a week do you work on Sparks City Council business?
40 hours plus.
40 hours plus. How many days a week?
Every day.
7.
7 days a week. Tony, as mayor, how much do you work?
Well, of course, my job's a little bit different. You know, I probably
How much time do you work?
Okay, I'm going to tell you. I probably put in somewhere around In the busy season, 50, 60 hours a week. That includes every single weekend, nights, early mornings. And it's just part of the job. You know, it's not a part-time job for the council or myself.
Yeah, so Andy, what would a full-time job be considered? 120 hours a week? I mean, how much do we expect
Well, that's how many hours I work.
Well, yes, but that's a whole different story. She's still looking for that raise.
Can't blame a girl for trying. Mr. Mayor, you actually didn't have a vote in this.
Right.
How would you have voted if you could have voted?
Well, previously, when it came before the city council, when I was on the city council, I voted, I think it was twice, against the raise because I felt it should go to the voters, as Mike Carrigan felt. But now it's changed. You know, when I went to the legislature last time, they implemented some kind of process, and the way the process works is that it still has to go back to the city council to make the decision. It's always in the hands of the city council. These city councilmen were making $21,000 a year, and you just heard Mr. Carrigan tell you it's over 40 hours a week. So that's realistic, and making $21,000 a year. Now that's without the benefits.
27,000 is what?
That's with the benefits.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I'm talking about cash.
Okay.
You know, when you talk to somebody who's working for a living, making money, it's what the money they take home, regardless of whether they got benefits or not. Then you add the benefits on top of that, yeah, but it doesn't change their benefits. Their new raise does not change their benefits.
Okay, but you know, the bottom line is the reason that we end up with 47% pay increases, and we saw this in other statewide offices earlier this year or in county offices, is because we don't give people raises on a regular basis, which would be more in line with what the private sector would offer in good times. When are we going to see a change in attitude to where you can apply for a 5% raise, or a 3% raise?
Let me interrupt you and tell you,
years
we get a COLA every year. When I first was elected in 1999, I made $16,000. Now it's up to $21,000 because each year it's been about a 4% cost of living allowance. So we do get a cost of living allowance. So, and you know what? That is a raise. It's a cost of living allowance.
And 4% is good.
And 4%.
That's more than people on Social Security get.
Right. But you asked me why I voted against it, and one of the reasons I voted against is because I'm not my boss. Okay, the people are my bosses, and I wanted them to tell me if I deserved a raise or not. It was simple as that.
Put an advisory question on the ballot.
I wanted to put an advisory question on the ballot last June because we knew that the legislature wasn't going to pass it, because the person that brought the bill forward in the legislature told us he wasn't going to bring it forward unless the city council voted on it. And we said, well, why should we vote on it? Because we could vote on it anyway and change our, change the way we do business anyway. So I said, let's put it on the June ballot as an advisory question and see what the people said. You said it earlier. That I asked them to trust me. Why can't we trust them?
Good line.
Well, you know, one of the things that I would have come back in this argument a week ago and said is that, you know, we should be paying people, you know, a comparable wage to what an executive would make in the private sector, because that way we'd have their full attention. They wouldn't be looking for any other ways of income, and we get the best people to come on board. But then we find out in California, in a great article in the Sacramento Bee, that they're making $150 grand a year.
As full-time legislators.
As full-time legislators, and you've got people saying, well, I do a little part-time work as an oral surgeon. I do a couple of operations on Friday mornings just to keep my hand in. It's not working.
Well, you know, the part that people will tell you, this is the part that I think is a crock, and that is they say, well, if you raise your pay, better people will come forward. Well, I take offense to that because I think I'm a pretty darn good city councilman, and I ran the first time with the pay was only $16,000. But let me tell you something else. 7 other people ran with me. Anytime we've had an open seat in the city of Sparks, we've had at least 5 or 6 people come forward. It's when you have an incumbent running again that it's hard to find somebody to run against them.
Right, but if you don't mind me being personal here,
Sure.
But do you have another source of income beyond what you make as a city councilman?
Well, yes, I do. I'm a retired naval officer, so I have a retired pay.
Okay, so bottom line is that people have to have some kind of other revenue stream to be able to serve in office. Otherwise, they can't do it.
Right, without a doubt. I mean, try to live on $21,000 a year if you have a family, and you know.
You can do it, but it requires a tent.
Right, we have people that work here that live on that. So we're out of time.
We're out of time. And we'll talk about your raise later. I think it just went out the window. Right. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch. Atlantis.
Would
Would you like to savor a Trento pork chop? Or maybe pasta rags with grilled chicken? Hugo's Tuscan Grill at D'Andrea is a celebration of color, flavor, and freshness. Each dish is created from natural, wholesome foods that is delicious and nutritious. Hugo's is a comfortable restaurant with breathtaking city views. If you enjoy great food and good company, visit us here at Hugo's. It's the best that dining can be. 2900 South D'Andrea Parkway in Sparks.
I ordered this beef broccoli here at Harris Buffet in Reno, and it was here in less than 60 seconds. What's up with that, Dave?
Sam, that's one of 20 dishes that we guarantee fast, guarantee fresh, made to order 7 days a week at Harris Reno's Buffet.
And I understand that just for this month, a 2-for-1 special just by showing your Nevada ID.
That's correct. We want to invite all of our Nevada residents to come down and experience this great buffet. We guarantee you a fresh, quality meal.
It's fast, it's delicious, and it's 2-for-1 at Harris Buffet.
To experience the royal cuisine of India, you need some serious magic or simply transport yourself to India Garden, right here in Reno, where you'll discover Indian specialties refined over centuries. Sikh kebab, tandoori dishes cooked in our own tandoor oven, biryani specialties, curries, fresh-baked Indian bread, over a dozen vegetarian dishes, even dishes rare to India like dosa, South Indian-style crepes. India Garden off South Virginia near Sports West. We are India.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're joined here by Joe Guild, who's an attorney and member of the Cattlemen's Association. And pundit panel, keep it down over there. We'll be to you in just a minute. They're already going bonkers over there. Okay,
They're discussing salaries.
The reason we brought Joe Guild in today is that, you know, obviously with the mad cow disease scare that's been going on in Washington State, we're looking at Nevada's industry and being concerned about that. One thing I have to mention is I was driving back from Carson City yesterday, and there was a sign on the side of the road with a local producer of beef saying that you can come and get his naturally fed, locally grown beef, and he'll be happy to sell it to you. Has it been good for our industry or bad so far?
Well, economically, it's been bad for the entire country's cattle industry. But to put things in perspective, Sam, about 10% of the American beef product is exported. The Canadian product it was about 64% prior to the May 2003 finding of BSE in Canada. One thing we know for sure now is that the infected animal was from Canada. It was about 6.5 years old. In 1997, both Canada and the United States banned the use of animal byproducts as a feed for animals, which is the way that cattle get BSE, or bovine spongiform encephalopathy.
Or mad cow disease.
Well, yeah, mad cow is kind of I don't like to use it because the cattle aren't mad. They just, their brains don't work and they kind of fall down. It's not like you've got a rabid dog or anything like that.
But bottom line is you didn't get kicked in the head by a mad cow.
No, but Joe, people who are watching here are reading the papers, reading the newspapers, and they're watching TV news and hearing it on the radio. I mean, they know what we're talking about here.
Right.
So, but I think the bottom line is not what name we give it, but the reality is that, you know, are people going to continue to go out and buy steaks and eat hamburgers?
Yeah,
or are
they are.
Panic? And
in fact, the National Cattlemen's Beef Association does a monthly survey, and the most recent survey after the BSE case was found in Washington State showed that 75% of the people surveyed haven't changed their eating habits of beef in any way whatsoever. Remember, the system that was in place to find BSE cattle found a BSE cow. And
which proves it's working.
Which proves it's working. Now, can it be improved? Yes. And both the Nevada Cattlemen's Association and the National Association are on record in supporting Secretary Veneman's efforts to improve the safety inspection system. No longer will any so-called downer cattle be slaughtered for human consumption, and is one of the things that they're going to do, and they're going to increase the number of inspections. But last year, 26,000 head of cattle in this country who were suspected of BSE by federal veterinarians and inspectors in meatpacking plants were tested. So we have a safe food supply, and in fact we have the safest and I would say the most inexpensive food supply in the world. We should be proud of what we've got and improve on what we have, and,
well,
and
Joe,
people should be confident that the food they eat is safe and inspected.
If this has hurt the industry, why are the prices not lower at the grocery store? Because I have no problem buying beef, it's just expensive.
Well, because it's a supply and demand commodity. There is a small, before this ever happened, our cattle herd in this country was at the lowest population for the last 25 years. So we had fewer cattle than we've had in the last 25 years in this country, and a huge demand. People have money and they want to buy beef.
Atkins diet. These are the two words
Atkins
that have
diet
been
is a
huge.
factor.
I mean, beef consumption in this country, and especially the prime grades of beef, has been astonishing.
Absolutely.
In fact, the cattle industry was making a huge comeback. Do you, I think that the United States government and the industry has handled this very well. I don't think that there's been an overreaction. And when you look at the numbers from Wendy's, and you were mentioning McDonald's, numbers are actually up month over month as far as hamburger consumption. So certainly on the regular level, this doesn't seem to be a major problem. What other things do you see the cattle industry doing to continue to promote the idea here that we've got this under control?
Well, there have been industry leadership has met daily, literally, since this happened with USDA, United States Department of Agriculture officials, to figure out better ways to inspect meat supplies and the processing plants and whatnot. There will be legislation proposed in this next Congress that the cattle industry will support to enhance the inspection system we already have. Consumer education,
you guys actually, and we're almost out of time, Joe, but actually the cattle industry already had a plan in place that if this were to occur, that all of the things that are happening now would roll out.
Absolutely, and that's why these meetings have been held. For the viewers' information, at bseinfo.org, it's a cattle industry website, but they can find out more about BSE at that website if they'd like.
We'll put a link to that on the krnv.com website.
Okay. We have a safe food supply, and it's going to get safer.
Hey, listen, I'm going to a steakhouse for lunch today.
I had a great hamburger in Mina yesterday on my way to Tonopah.
Nothing wrong with that. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this timeout.
Before you head to Carson, take care of yourself with a visit to Tamarack Junction. Catch a hot cup of coffee and the morning news on one of our 32 TVs and enjoy the best food in South Reno. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
The Abowd family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Your home is an expression of all things comforting and familiar. For custom storage, you can count on California Closets to provide quality, value, and design integrity. The process is easy, combining your personal style with our organizing expertise. We care about what matters most to you, making your home functional and beautiful. California Closets, simplifying home and life since 1978. Call today for your complimentary design consultation.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo Free Checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Make your daily commute easy with breakfast or lunch at the Tamarack Junction. Enjoy daily specials, super fast service, and South Reno's freshest morning meals. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we have a top flight pundit panel for you. As always, Dick Gammick is here, who is the Washoe County District Attorney. I'm losing my mind here. Alfredo Alonso with Lionel, Sawyer, and Collins. Scott Craigie with Alrus Consulting. And we also have Daryl Capurro with the Nevada Motor Transport Association. Dick, you've been trying to file your campaign finance forms. Had any luck with that? Is it easy?
It's been an absolute nightmare. The Secretary of State goes to the legislature and said, I want A, B, C, and D. For whatever reason, the legislature didn't give him that. They gave him X, Y, and Z. So now we get these forms out that you can't make heads or tails out of. And then on top of that, we get a threatening letter from the Secretary of State saying, if you don't do this the way I want it done, not the way the law says to do it, then I'm going to put your name on my website that you didn't comply with what I want done, not with what the law wants done.
Can you break it down into a term that folks who are watching you who haven't actually filled out these forms can understand? I mean, what kind of things are confusing?
I want to split it here because it's a good theory. It's reporting all your unspent contributions, reporting all the money that you brought in, all the money you've spent. I mean, disclosure, what you should be doing. The way we're going about it is just become an absolute mess. The forms don't make a whole lot of sense. They don't tell you where to file it. And you now have the Secretary of State send this threatening letter saying, if you don't disclose this other information, I'm going to put you on my website as not having disclosed it. So you're going, what's going on? And I'd like to ask...
You got somebody to call?
I'd like to ask Dean Heller, you know, is this the way you're going to conduct yourself in your future political ambitions? Is if you don't get your way through the process, are you going to start using intimidation and threats?
I have to defend him to some degree here because I hate to say it, but I put together a couple of these forms when I was Deputy Secretary of State. And
so you're...
and the truth of the matter is that these forms haven't asked for enough information over the years. Dean, I think the Secretary of State is trying to come up with a form that really works. Unfortunately, with HAVA, which is the new federal law, and all of the new disclosure laws that are coming forth federally, it makes it very, very difficult to come up with something that's going to actually work. This is a process, guys, and I think, yes, it's difficult for candidates, but you know, like they say, don't run for office if you don't want to do it.
One set of rules or two.
Well, excuse me, I think Dick...
Rules change all the time, and if he would have come and said, will you disclose this, I'd been fine. But then he goes on the next paragraph and says, if you don't disclose it, I'm going to put you on my website and burn you. Now, that's threatening. There's no reason for that.
I'm a little confused about the whole thing because...
Welcome aboard.
From a political action committee standpoint, I know our forms are different, but we've always reported our carry forward balance and the ending balance and then picked it up the next time. And I fully believe that should be done. I'm a big supporter of campaign reform and of campaign money disclosure. So I don't know what's happened with the candidates' forms, but I do know on political action forms, we've been required to do that for some time.
So I'd like to change the topic. Is that okay? Andy's not on the set, and so I think I'm safe bringing up the Sparks pay raise increase. You know, looking at an increase in pay for city managers, which of course the city council and mayor are. You know, they have a $52 million budget there. They have 550 employees, most all of them top-line professionals. We need to pay the people that oversee government better, and we need to hold them more accountable. And personally, I mean, I don't know, everyone else might have a different opinion here, but I want to open that up. I think that it's a wise idea to raise those salaries so that they're much more reasonable because they will draw better people. And secondly, we are asking people to be accountable for a huge package of business operations, and we want people that have got
Scott,
the skills.
You know, like I said on the panel there, I would have agreed with you wholeheartedly until I saw this article in the Sacramento Bee that said that the full-time state legislators are making $150 grand a year, and they're still doing part-time jobs like oral surgery, for goodness sake.
But I got a question for you there, Sam. If you expect them to totally devote themselves to the legislature, full-time pay and everything else, I think there's an issue there. What about the professionals? You have doctors that you want a surgeon that's gone and taken a hiatus for 4 or 5 years to be in the legislature, come back and start operating on you. Attorneys have to keep up their licenses, so I see an issue with professional people.
But they do when they go to Congress. I mean, if a person goes to Congress and they are a surgeon, I mean, the Senate Majority Leader is a physician, they give it up and they go do the full work. If they pay them adequately, you might have a situation that you can afford to do.
Actually, Bill Frist.
I think he just backed down. Oh my Lord!
Well,
okay.
I'm saying it's an issue. I'm not necessarily tied
and I
to
agree.
it. I don't want that guy operating on me if he's been in Congress for 10 years.
Bill Frist
actually, he kind of is. Go ahead.
Bill Frist actually goes to Africa every year and does humanitarian work over there for a period of time, and he is a top-flight surgeon. And there are others in Congress that are like that. I have a great deal of sympathy, especially in the Sparks situation, because I've known Tony Armstrong and other members of the council for a long time. They do a heck of a job, put in tremendous number of hours in addition to their profession or their work and that, and I think they're tremendously underpaid.
Bottom line, guys, though, you get what you pay for. If you don't pay your public officials well, you're not going to get good.
Well, I think you're not going to get the depth. I mean, Mike Carrigan's point was well made, which is that he doesn't consider himself a bad choice, and he's prepared to work at the salary that's offered. But I think you would widen the pool of people that you could choose from if it was.
And I think the problem with throwing it on the ballot willy-nilly is that you can't educate the public. The public doesn't know how much these individuals get paid. If they knew, they'd probably think twice. So I think that if you did some type of an education where individuals knew, hey, a legislator, for instance, gets paid $7,000 every 2 years. That's ridiculous.
Yes.
A Sparks City Councilman gets paid $21,000?
And we'll carry on, but we got to go. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers after this. It's America's largest historical district, and it's fun for the entire family. Virginia City is where the West comes alive every day, from train rides to gunslingers. Your gang can explore mines and interesting museums, visit historic saloons, and do some great shopping. Virginia City is the ultimate in family entertainment, and it's very affordable. Come up and stay overnight in our hotels, motels, and RV park. Virginia City, the Wild West at its best. I ordered this beef broccoli here at Harris Buffet in Reno, and it was here in less than 60 seconds. What's up with that, Dave?
Sam, that's one of 20 dishes that we guarantee fast, guarantee fresh, made to order 7 days a week at Harris Reno's Buffet.
And I understand that just for this month, a 2-for-1 special just by showing your Nevada ID.
That's correct. We want to invite all of our Nevada residents to come down and experience this great buffet. We guarantee you a fresh, quality meal.
It's fast, it's delicious, and it's 2-for-1 at Harris Buffet.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch. Atlantis.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
We'll see ya.
Tomorrow, Barbara Vikanovich and Sheila Leslie.